Good morning, Cass. This is episode 260, and we're here live in Southwest Florida, and the sky is glowing so gorgeous today. I don't know if, I hope it's showing up on camera. I'll wait to see if a few people are here to say good morning, but I am just in awe over the glow of the horizon today. Good morning, Melissa. Thanks for joining live. Hi, KB. Hi, Grace. Thanks for joining live this morning. Let me know if you can see how extra special the glow is at the horizon. Good morning, Lisa. Good morning, Lily. It was 55 degrees when I got up this morning, and obviously at the water it's always a little more damp and cool than inland, so I'm dressed for probably colder weather than that, but I'm not going to sit in wet sand and be cold. Good morning, Dana. Hi, Lily. Hi, Jackie. Hi, Judy. Thanks for joining live. Good morning, Jane. Yeah, so the sky is exceptionally glowing this morning, and I'll turn the camera all the way around so you can see. So here's the beach to the north of us, and you can see the buildings in Fort Myers Beach are all glowing from the sun reflecting off of their surfaces, which I think is so pretty. And here is to the east of us, where the sun will be coming up eventually. Nothing too special over there, but if we look again to the south of us in Naples, you can see how much the sky is glowing there too. So the entire horizon line along the water is just glowing like crazy today. So much peach and gold. Oh my gosh. I can't get over the colors. There's peach, gold, purple, blue, yellow. Jane says it's cold in Central Florida too. Yeah, so I have on a piece from the book. I have from 80 Handmade Gifts. I have one of the cowls on. This is the Felicia cowl, done in one ball of Be So Sporty yarn, and I'm wearing my Tender Raina hat, which is this is crochet. In fact, you know what? They're both done in the same stitch, but different weights yarn. This is cool. So this is half double crochet through the back loop in Be So Sporty yarn, which is sport weight bamboo, and this is half double crochet through the back loop in worsted weight Be So Tender yarn, which is 100% organic cotton. So it's the same texture, but different weights, and obviously it shows that they produce much different looks because of that. And they're nice and warm for me this morning. I have on my down parka from when I lived in Michigan, because like I said, I just couldn't stand the idea of sitting in wet sand at the water's edge and being freezing ice cold. So I'd rather be too warm than too cold. Good morning, Terry. Thanks for joining live. Hope everybody had a nice weekend. Did anybody work on any crafting projects this weekend? Hi, Christy. Nice to see you too. Hi, Patricia. Thanks for joining live. I worked on baby projects all weekend, and that was super fun. What else did I work on? Oh, well, I think I told you I finished the resource pages on my website, which I hope you get a chance to take a look at. So if you go to the link from the back cover of 80 Handmade Gifts, it says kristinomdahl.com/80 handmade gifts. If you go to that page, it'll send you to, it'll give you information about the entire book and where to order it all over the world, whether you like e-copies or print paperback copies. And it also will give you links to each of the 4 chapters resource pages. So the book is broken into 4 chapters. I have a cooking recipe chapter, a crochet chapter, a knitting chapter, and then the 4th chapter has sewing, paper crafts, and a few other assorted items. So each of those chapters has its own resource page, and when you go there, it'll show you a picture of the project, the description of the project, and at this point it has resources for where to purchase any of the specialty projects that you may not have access to where you live. So if you know where to buy the project material list, great. But if you don't, I've made resources for each one of those. And now that those pages are done, and they're fabulous, I think they're going to be a wonderful resource, because I don't expect anybody to remember everything all the time. I don't remember everything all the time. So the more I can do to keep things organized and in a one-stop one-stop shop. That's not really what I meant though. But just a place where you can see everything all together. I just think it makes it so much easier to find things. So I hope those resource pages end up being extremely helpful to you. What I'll be doing now is, as I make videos for each of those projects, or as I have encyclopedia videos for each of the techniques, like from my encyclopedia of stitch patterns or stitches, I will put those video resources in with each project too, just so you can have everything you may possibly need for each project. Isn't that going to be great? Hi Dina, thanks for joining live. So that brings me to my next thing I'll be sending an email out about. I'm going to send out, hi Ivy May, good morning Mar. So now somebody is swimming. Oh my God, I don't think you could pay me to swim in this weather. Not likely. Good morning Julie from Ottawa. So the next email I'll be sending out is going to be about a survey link. And in that survey, I'm going to ask you to pick which projects you would prefer I make video tutorials of first. I'd like to get your priority wish list of which videos you would like to see first. I mean, there's 80 projects in the book, right? Well, actually more than 80, but let's say it's 80. So if there's 80 projects in the book, I can't make 80 tutorial videos all at the same time. So to make sure that I'm making the things that you want me to make first, I thought we'd start with a survey and see which ones are the most popular right now. Lisa, I'm going to send out the email. It'll be so much easier for me if everybody shares their wish list there. I'd never be able to find the wish list here, but thank you for saying so. I have a feeling the bowls are going to be high up on the list because of working with that. Mars wearing one of my designs on a walk this morning. Awesome. Yeah, I'm guessing the bowls will be super popular, but if you could, it would help me the most if you guys could reply with those wishes on the survey email that I'll be sending out. That's great, Lisa. I'm glad they're on your wish list. Yeah, so they'll be high up on the list for sure, because I know everyone's excited to see how that material works. Ivy May loves the baklava balls. Wonderful. Me too. Me too. I love a guilt-free baklava flavor. I love regular baklava too, but I don't eat it. So I probably missed everybody's comments about what you were crafting on this weekend. So whoopsie. See what I worked on. I worked on a baby hat, some booties, and I worked on a baby sweater. Oh, Chantel, thank you so much. I appreciate it very much. The Australian friends are saying hi to each other now. Cute. Lisa's mother is doing some of the canning from the recipes in my book. Wonderful. You'll have to tell me what you think of the recipes. I've heard quite a bit of feedback about my baklava balls. I've heard a lot of people say they love them. What else did somebody make? I don't remember. I've gotten a ton of emails. Thank you. What else did I see somebody make? Well, I've seen quite a few crochet projects made already. I've seen a pair of earrings made already. What else did I see? I saw several recipes, but I can't remember now. But definitely the baklava balls I've seen several times. Mars working on a lapgan. Very nice. Ah, Cindy's working on necklace scarves. Wonderful. Yeah, the baklava balls take all of 5 minutes to make. They're extremely easy to make. A lot of the recipes in the book are very simple to make. I'm at a loss. What else did I see? Anyway, it'll either come to me or it won't. Oh, I know what I wanted to tell you guys too. Remember Saturday I was saying I haven't slept in weeks? Yes, Sherry's made the Hope cases. I've seen photos of those. Those are great, Sherry. Good job. Karen's working on a test knit shawl. Wonderful. Hi, Barbara. Yes, Lisa, baklava is probably my favorite regular, like real dessert. Baklava and pecan pie would be right up there with my two favorites, I think. Oh, and maybe in anything really chocolatey. That reminds me, if anybody hasn't made my truffle recipe yet and is interested, I highly recommend it. However much you make will disappear as soon as you show it to people. So I'm trying to think of what I'm going to do for Christmas gifts this year. I think I'm going to do some sort of an assortment I'm definitely doing my spice nuts and toffee like I always do, but I'm trying to figure out what's going to go with those, and maybe if I'll do a different spice blend this year. That's how I like to change things up, is maybe change the nuts or change the spices, and you know, just to keep everybody on their toes. You know, anyone else out there who is a designer or even just a creative person, you know, sometimes we have a hard time making the same thing identically 2 times in a row, right? I find that once I've done something once, I like to change it up just a little bit to do it a second time. I'm sure lots of you feel the same way. Can't get over these colors today. Unbelievable. So pretty. Does anybody have any questions? Oh, I remember what I was going to say. Whew. Oh, Karen, you do see the skyline. I'm so glad. I was hoping that you guys could see the colors like I see them. It's just, the colors are so much. Oh, Ivy Mae likes the chai. Wonderful. Yes, Sherry, this is called the Tender Reina hat. It's a super simple hat in Biso Tender yarn, which is organic worsted weight cotton. This is the black, and if I come close, you can see the texture. Really simple. And it's worked sideways in rows so that you don't even have to know how to crochet in the round. It's a super simple hat. Has a free pattern on my website and a video tutorial on here on my YouTube channel. What was I going to say? Oh, talking about not sleeping on Saturday and how the last few weeks Marlon and I both suffered tremendously with insomnia and, well, you know, lots of stress in our personal lives and all. Melatonin worked really well for him, did not work at all for me. And it's funny, you know how the more sleep deprived you come, the less sharply you think, and my common sense seems to go right out the window once I get super sleep deprived. And somebody mentioned in the comments on Saturday after the broadcast, what about meditation? And I looked at it and I went, duh, why haven't I been trying to meditate at night? It's like, and then that sparked the idea of going back to essential oils. So I doused myself and my house with lavender essential oil Saturday, and used my bath bombs and made a bath bomb for a hot bath, put lavender oil in there, put lavender oil all over me, put lavender oil in my diffuser, and meditated with this amazing app that I have on my phone that I found through Shark Tank last year. And I'll post a link later today when I talk about all these things, because I highly recommend the app. And it's free, and if you sign up through me, I can get a couple weeks of the premium version, which does cost money. So I would love to share that with all of you anyway, and then maybe I could get a couple weeks of the paid as well. Anyway, so I've been meditating and using essential oil, and don't know why I didn't think of that. I slept Saturday night all the way through the night, and I slept last night all the way through the night. So 2 nights in a row. Lila wants to know when the pre-ordered books will ship. They are scheduled to arrive to me at the end of the first week of November, but sometimes there's a little wiggle room in that. If they arrive earlier than that, I will start shipping as soon as they arrive, obviously. But it might be towards the 7th or 8th of November. It won't be later than that. how much? Someone else said lavender works for them. Yeah, lavender, I don't know why I stopped. Oh, and my eye pillow. One of the other patterns in the book is for an eye pillow filled with lavender, and I've had one of these next to my bed for years, and for some reason, now that I've been so sleep deprived and not thinking straight, I didn't think to use it either. So I even put a lavender eye pillow over my eyes, and that's how I was able to sleep so well this weekend. So we've got a lavender-filled eye pillow, lavender-filled diffuser, which you can find on my Amazon shop. I love that item too. Lavender oil, the bath bombs, which is another recipe in here. I think it's the last one. I mean, they make great gifts, but Marlon and I swear by them, and we use them. Well, I think he uses one of my bath bombs every single day, and I use them as, you know, when I take a bath. I don't take a bath as much as I would like, but he and his tennis friends swear by them for achy muscles, and anybody that I've gifted them to loves them as well. So it's nice to have testimonials from not only women but men when it comes to gifts like that. So I really like knowing that it's really a wonderful unisex gift. And then what else is that everything I used? Well, anyway, between meditation, lavender, and those other things that are related to lavender, I ended up sleeping extremely well. And so thank you for the reminder to whoever started that thought process in my head, because it worked. KB, you need to get some silicone forms. Yeah, that's all you need. It'll be so, and you'll also need to find citric acid. That's not easy to find in local stores. I ended up having to find that online. And when you go to the resource page on my website, I give you links to some of the silicone forms that I used from Amazon, and also a resource for finding the citric acid, which is not really easy to find in stores. Oh, Janet's found it at Walmart. Okay, cool. I did not find it at my Walmart when I looked. So you'll need Dead Sea salts, Epsom salt, which you can find just about anywhere. Grace has found it in the canning section. Okay, cool. I know, Edna, it's so beautiful behind me. Oh, that's great, Karen. Yeah, meditation is so amazing. Janet's found it in the canning section too. Oh, great. So does Joe. Wonderful. Okay, then you guys are all set. I've also used citric acid for making salt and vinegar flavor on nuts before. I have a recipe on my website for salt and vinegar flavored peanuts, and citric acid ended up being the better choice. It gave us more of the vinegar flavor we wanted than actual vinegar in the seasoning mix. Paula has one of my older books. Wonderful. Yeah, I'll look for it in the canning section too, because that would be easier to find. Grace loves salt and vinegar. Me too. Yeah, to get a good salt and vinegar flavor for homemade treats, citric acid gives you way more of that flavor than actual vinegar, and then it's not wet either. So if you're making homemade chips or anything, I find it's a good cheat for getting that salt and vinegar flavor, but use it sparingly. Oh my God. I mean, you cannot take a teaspoon of it. You can put a couple of crystals on your tongue, and that's about it, even if you love it. But that's probably what they use for those sour candies too. I would imagine that's what's in the coating on sour candies. Oh, thanks, Janet. Today I'm wearing a combination of two MAC lipsticks. This is Lavender Jade and Candy Yum Yum. Barbara's working on the Santabella shawl with Sunrise 04 for her daughter in Be So Sporty Bling. That sounds gorgeous. Marlon's doing well, Edna, thanks. He's sleeping well again, so yay. And he's excited about the cold weather. He got to wear some of his colder weather gear this morning. He was excited. Dropped him off. Oh, it was still dark when I dropped him off at tennis. It was just barely, the sun was just barely coming up when I got here to the beach. Somebody asked a few minutes ago when Be So Baby yarn will be coming out. Very soon. I feel like I want to have a couple of patterns to release with it. So I'm finishing up like a first mini set of patterns to go with it, and as soon as I do, I'll be releasing the yarn. Good morning, Rebecca. Thanks for joining. Yes, it is a beautiful day. So Be So Baby yarn will be available on my website and in my Amazon shop, I believe. And what else? Yeah, and then there'll be some patterns to go along with it. Paula, how do I do all my yarn? Not sure what you mean by do. Do I dye all of it? No, I do not dye all of my yarn. I dye some of my yarn. Some of my yarn is dyed by other people. Yeah, baby yarn's really fun. It's going to be DK weight. No, I do not make all of the yarn. I don't spin anything. I have all of my yarn spun for me, and I dye some of them, and some of them are dyed by others. Thanks, Rebecca. I'm glad you could join us live for a couple of minutes. So Be So Baby yarn will be sold in 50-gram balls of DK weight yarn. So one ball will definitely do a hat and booties, and probably two for a sweater. How does DK differ from sport? It's a little bit thicker than sport. DK is between sport and worsted. So the numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 is fingering weight yarn, 2 is sport weight yarn, 3 is DK weight yarn, and 4 is worsted weight yarn, as far as the American system goes. So it's a number 3. Good morning, DJ. Thanks for joining live. We'll wait and see if there's any more questions about that. Fingering and lace are the same. Well, they're fingering and lace, it depends because there's a 0. Lace weight yarn can be anywhere between the 0 and the 1. So some lace is 0 and some lace is 1, and so I guess it depends on the wraps per inch and depends on the manufacturer, but lace can be anywhere between 0 and 1. But technically lace would be 0 and fingering is 1. And then there's higher numbers too for chunky and bulky. Grace is expecting her 3rd great-grandchild in March. That's wonderful. When is your new book coming, not the 8th gift? I have no idea what that means. My next, not the 8th. No, Sherry, I have not. Like I explained on Saturday, I'm doing a first set of baby projects myself to release, and when I work on a larger project for a baby book, then I will be reaching out. Carla, would the baby yarn be good for a shawl? You could make anything with it. I suppose, yeah, you could make anything with it. DJ loves her 80 handmade gifts ebook. Wonderful. Not the 80 gift book. Oh, Edna wants to know when the next book after this book is coming out. Well, I'm working on a couple of right now. I don't have a release date for any of them yet, but there'll be another book coming out soon. I've got three solid in the works right now and 4 actually. Yep, gotcha now. Lisa's excited about the new yarn. Thank you. Yeah, so there's 2 garment books, an encyclopedia, and the baby book all on my plate right now. You're welcome, Edna. Sherry's watching the ebook on her iPad. Wonderful. Can I make some Is that a sweater, Anna? I'm not sure. I can't really read emojis that well. I look like a t-shirt, so I'm not sure. I'll wait and see what she means. I don't even use emojis that well for text. In fact, I had someone tell me the other day that I need to use more emojis in social media, and so I got to figure them out. I think it's because I can't read them, so I can't see the detailed differences between them, but they kind of don't make a whole lot of sense to me. I mean, I understand the heart and the heart faces, crochet shirts. Anna wants to know. I don't have pullovers in any of the next books, but I do have layering pieces, so maybe you'll like those. Grace can't read them well either. Yeah, I mean, I see other people use the mermaid. I like it, but I don't think to use it. I see other people use all sorts of funny ones, but like the faces with different nuances, I have no clue what those are. What is the best yarn for crocheting flower hair clips? The one that I've done is done in Be So Sporty yarn, which is the same yarn as this. So if you're talking about the flower hairpins, that is a free pattern and video on my website. I did those in Be So Sporty yarn, and I even did a few smaller ones in Be So Fine yarn, which is fingering weight bamboo. But again, you could use whatever you're comfortable with. But either one of those made really pretty flower pins. The Be So Fine one with a tiny hook made them about that big for me, and the Be So Sporty ones made one about that big for me. I know, the sunrise is so pretty today, Karen. For those of you who weren't here at the beginning, I'll show you the horizon again. So there's the beach to the north of us with Fort Myers Beach and maybe a little bit of Sanibel Island up there. Although we are losing some of the color now that the sun's coming up. Yeah, Melissa, I'm not sure if they have bad meetings either. That's another reason why I don't do them. And here's the beach to the south of us where you can see Naples and a little bit of Marco Island. And there's the sun coming up over the buildings and the trees to the east. All right, so when I get back to my office this morning, I'm going to be sending out an email. So if you're signed up to my mailing list, you will get an email from me. If you're not signed up for my mailing list, just pop over to my website and click the button at the top of the page, or find signing up for my newsletter in the video description below. And I'll be sending out an email asking for your opinions on which projects from 80 Handmade Gifts you would like to see made into videos first. So I've organized it by the 4 chapters, and so each of the 4 questions will list all of the names of each project in that chapter. And so just click on the ones that you would like to see made into videos first. And I will look over that information the next couple of days and start my attack list for making tutorial videos for every project in the book. Ideally, I'd like to make all of them, but can't make 80 all at the same time. So by getting your priority list, I will be able to make the ones that you would like to see made into videos first. So that'll be fun. Love being able to interact together. It makes it so much more fun. And then as I make those videos, I will be embedding them into those resource pages that we talked about. So those resource pages where if you go to kristinomdahl.com/80 handmade gifts, there's a resource link for each chapter, and that's where I tell you all of the ingredients or materials or resources for where to buy some of the specialty tools or material list, or which yarns were used in each project. And as I make those videos, I will be embedding them there as well, so you'll have one organized, handy resource page to be able to find everything you need to support following the patterns and recipes to make everything that you need. So I hope that will make this an even more enjoyable experience. You know, we all have so many things coming at us every day, right? And it's impossible to remember everything all the time, or remember, oh, I can get this here and I got to remember that's there. So I think anytime I can make something just a one-stop resource guide, I think it'll be that much less stressful and easy to enjoy the process. You know, also, like we've talked about before, when you're learning something new, you really only want to learn one new thing at a time. So anything that stresses you out in that process takes away from that focus on learning one new thing. So I hope that this keeping everything besides learning something new simple and easy and stress-free will help with the learning process as well. So if anybody has any requests or sees something that's not right there or has any questions that I haven't answered, please always feel welcome to email me at projectkristincares@gmail.com. And those of you that do email me there know that I respond pretty quickly and get your questions answered. So we are out of time. And so let's take one last minute here to look out at this gorgeous view. We didn't even talk about the waves. How gorgeous do they sound today? Man, I love that sound. All right, let's focus on the sound of the waves, the beautiful colors, and set our intentions for the day. Thanks so much, everybody, for taking time out of your busy day to spend a few minutes here with me. I hope you enjoyed the sunrise, the sound of the waves, these beautiful colors, chatting with me and everyone else here. Let us make time to create, share, and inspire today and every day. I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye.